I really want to be in this fight. There's one thing that I'm lacking is experience.
Listen, guys, what happened at Suzuka was not just another race weekend. This was a complete earthquake in Formula One. A 19-year-old rookie is embarrassing the entire grid. A four-time world champion is calling his own car completely undrivable, and one team has become so dominant that everyone else is just watching. Today we are talking about Mercedes' shocking dominance, Verstappen's brutal freefall, Ferrari's painful frustration, and one wild twist that could change everything on Sunday. Buckle up, because this ride is going to be bumpy. Antonelli and Mercedes, the new kings. So let's talk about this 19-year-old kid named Kimi Antonelli. And honestly, guys, this guy is not just qualifying fast, he is literally giving the entire grid a masterclass. Back-to-back pole positions, first China and now Suzuka. His lap time? 1.28.778, and he was 0.298 seconds ahead of Russell. Now that gap sounds small, right? But in Formula One, that is honestly a lifetime. Now let's talk about George Russell, guys. Russell is an experienced driver. He was complaining about rear grip issues on the radio, and he still qualified P2. That tells you everything about how strong this Mercedes car actually is right now. My personal opinion, Mercedes has completely cracked the 2026 technical formula. Every other team is still trying to understand the equation, while Mercedes has already written all the answers. This dominance is not just a one-weekend story. This is becoming a pattern, and it is getting scary for everyone else. Oscar versus Lando. Confidence versus pure chaos. Now let's move to McLaren, and guys, there are two completely different stories happening inside the same garage right now. Oscar Piastri genuinely competing with Mercedes every single session. Clean laps, consistent pace, zero drama whatsoever. This guy looked completely at home around Suzuka all weekend long. His confidence level right now? Absolutely maximum. And then there is Lando Norris, and guys, Lando's weekend has honestly been a complete nightmare from the very beginning. FP1 had a hydraulic leak which caused a late start. FP2, the same problem came back and he lost half the session. And then in FP3, his ERS battery pack failed, and this was already his third battery of the season. In Formula One, you only get 3 batteries for the entire season. One more battery means an automatic 10-place grid penalty. He managed just 13 laps in FP3. Race pace? Completely unknown. Long-run data? Absolutely zero. This is seriously alarming for McLaren, and remember, this is not isolated because in China, both McLarens retired with the same electrical issue. Verstappen, the free fall. Guys, now let's talk about the thing that is honestly the most shocking part of this entire weekend. Max Verstappen eliminated in Q2. This is the same guy who took 4 consecutive pole positions at Suzuka in 2025. The same guy who became world champion every single season. That guy is starting the race from P11. And this is not just a bad weekend anymore. This is a pattern that is becoming genuinely terrifying to watch. And now listen to who actually beat him. Ishak Hadjar, who is Verstappen's own teammate at Red Bull, made it through to Q3. And then Arvid Lindblad, an absolute rookie Racing Bulls driver competing at Suzuka for the very first time, he also survived Q2 and knocked Verstappen out. You want to hear Verstappen's radio message? He said, "It's completely undrivable suddenly, jumping around at high speed in the rear." Guys, this is the same man who took 4 poles here with this same car. My honest opinion, this is not just a driver problem anymore. Red Bull's 2026 car concept is fundamentally broken. Max used to fight for podiums every single weekend, and now rookie drivers from sister teams are beating him. He's already 43 points behind Russell in the championship. The season is still long, but Red Bull is genuinely running out of time. Ferrari, so much effort, so much pain. Now let's talk about Ferrari. And guys, honestly, this weekend was completely bittersweet for every Ferrari fan out there. Charles Leclerc qualified P4. but in Q3, he made one mistake at Spoon Curve that was genuinely costly. If that mistake does not happen, P3 was absolutely on the table for him. One small error, one massive cost. Lewis Hamilton qualified P6, he finished one position behind Leclerc, but the pace difference between them was not massive. Hamilton is still adapting, and Suzuka is technically one of the most demanding circuits in the world for any new driver coming in. Guys, Ferrari is clearly giving absolutely everything they have. Both drivers are fighting, the engineers are working incredibly hard. But the gap to Mercedes and McLaren is still there, and the worrying part is that in Q3, Ferrari's pace just suddenly dropped, and where exactly that pace went is still a question even Ferrari's own engineers are trying to answer. My opinion, Ferrari is not the underdog this season. They are a genuine challenger. But right now, they still need to find that one perfect lap when it matters most.
Hülkenberg's surprise wild twist. Now let's get to Nico Hülkenberg. And guys, people used to laugh when Audi entered Formula 1. Nobody is laughing anymore. In FP3, Hülkenberg was sitting at P7, genuinely mixing it with the top teams. He got eliminated in Q2 during qualifying, but his teammate Bortoleto qualified P9. Guys, this is a brand new team running their very first proper season in Formula 1, and these results are honestly impressive. Audi is slowly but surely building something real on this grid. Now let's talk about the wild possibilities for Sunday, because Suzuka is absolutely not going to be boring. First thing, Verstappen starts from P11, and Suzuka is literally notorious for being extremely difficult to overtake on. Positions here are much easier to defend than to attack, so Max needs to come forward, but the track itself is not going to help him. Second thing, Lando's race pace is a complete mystery. 0 long runs, 0 consecutive lap data from the entire weekend. McLaren is putting a car on the starting grid that even they themselves do not fully understand right now. Third and most interesting thing, a Mercedes engineer was spotted inside the McLaren garage, apparently trying to understand McLaren's battery situation. Could Mercedes face the same issue during the race? That question is wide open right now. What happens next? So guys, that was the complete picture of Suzuka 2026. Antonelli dominant, Oscar confident, Lando struggling, Verstappen in complete freefall, Ferrari fighting with everything they have, and Hülkenberg genuinely surprising everyone on the grid. My final opinion, 2026 is Mercedes' season so far. But this is Formula 1. Anything can happen at any moment, and Sunday could genuinely be the day where everything flips upside down completely. And I will leave you with one question. Can Verstappen win even a single race this season? Or is 2026 going to be a complete washout for Red Bull? Drop your answer in the comments. I genuinely want to hear your take on this one.